New Castle State Police are looking for this man, 44-year-old Brian Hebb. Hebb is a Megan's Law absconder whose last known address was 205 North Mercer Street in New Castle. This subject is a white male, 5 foot 6 inches tall, and weighs about 155 pounds. Hebb, who goes by the alias of Chief, may be in the company of a 20-year-old female and may be headed for Tennessee. If anyone has information about Brian Hebb, you are asked to contact Trooper Jeffrey Martin of the Pennsylvania State Police in New Castle.
Robert Hebb is a sexually violent Megan's Law offender who is required to, he has mandated reporting and change of address at any point in time. He has changed his last address and we don't know his whereabouts at this time. The last that we had registered here at the Pennsylvania State Police Barracks in New Castle was November 22nd of last year. The address that he used at that point, we did go to that address, and he's gone. There's new people living there. They have no idea where he went. He has to register every year if there's no changes to his whereabouts. If he changes where he works or where he may go to school, or if he decides to move on his own, then he's required to come in right away and register. So I know that a lot of people have seen him around. He's somewhat of a drifter, colorful past. We don't know all the particulars. We only know that 20-year-old female who would be mentally challenged may be with him. We don't know that for sure. She's not where she was last located, and he is also not where he was last located, but we had other people that advised us that they were together. We're concerned about her safety, but he also violated the law by not registering as he's required. We do have an active warrant for him. We know from other people that around Christmas time he had been hanging around with her, and I don't know if they've been together since. He was convicted in 1998 in the state of Tennessee for aggravated sexual battery. The state of Tennessee has a little different terminology as far as the law is concerned, but it would put him in a category of a violent offender and a required lifetime offender under the Megan's Law, requiring him to register with us. For him to be a violent offender is how they list them. He's required lifetime registration, and when he fails to register one time, it's a felony. It was not a routine check. He was up to date on his registration with us. We would not have checked on him if we didn't have a tip that there was something going on. What we're concerned with is the possibility that she may not be safe, and her safety is paramount to his actual arrest for his violation. But of course we do have outstanding warrant for him at any rate. We do want to serve that also. We do believe he's on the move. We don't know that for certain. We're looking for some help here. He was known to have borrowed a 1992 multicolored Chevrolet SUV. The vehicle's in poor shape, and the vehicle's different colors. Part of it's tan, part of it's maroon. It's a pretty specific vehicle, one of the larger SUVs, and we're hoping that someone's going to see that vehicle.
Mainly they were starting out as friends. They were eating dinner together at the local homeless shelter, and it just went from there. They started staying together, and they were staying with friends together, and it just grew from there. We tried to discourage it, but there wasn't a whole lot we could do. I'm concerned mainly for safety. Mr. Hebb is a sexual predator, and my concern is, being that she is developmentally delayed, that he has just found a legal minor, and quite scares me. She didn't know any of it, and he didn't tell anybody of it. When he borrowed a friend of his cars who he was staying with, that's the vehicle they used to take to Tennessee, and the guy didn't know anything about him. She probably thinks that's her friend or her boyfriend, and that he'll take care of her always. She's partially mentally retarded, and she operates on about a 12-year-old level. I think Ellie believes that Hebb is truly in love with her and will take care of her no matter what. We have found out that he has multiple criminal charges on him from various states of hitting women and, of course, the sexual charge. So I don't think she quite can understand what she's getting herself into. And he's not going to volunteer that information. All we knew while he was at our facility is he was a Megan's Law offender, because that's one of the first things we check. Other than that, he was out of state, and I couldn't really check them records. When she went missing, my director went down to the local police station to report everything, and they pulled out big folders with all of his old charges from across the states. And he's had quite a few.
I seen her Sunday. It was the last night I seen her. She spent the night at my house. The caseworkers from Nerw Castle decided to keep her away from him. I figured he was bad news from the beginning. I gave her warning to stay away from him, but her judgment skills are very impaired. I told her, I gave her warning that he was a sex offender. He had told her that it was between a 9 and 13-year-old girl that he had touched on the butt, and he got reported. So he made everything sound, that it wasn't as bad as what it actually is. I believe that he influenced her to not think clearly about everybody else, and to completely believe that he was the only one that cares about her. Oh, Ellie, please come home. Or at least call me and let me know you're okay. I'm worried sick about you.